Hey full-time RVers, it's time to hunker down. It's not safe to travel. Here's why we're making such bold claims and the steps you need to take to stay safe.
Because no one else is going to say it, you guys. Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes, and long story short, we found freedom, independence, and adventure full-time RVing across this beautiful country, and now we're building a community that loves God, family, and country.
Yes, and we're going to say some things because no one else will say the things that we will say. Now, I just want to be clear, we're not coming from a place of fear.
No.
I went through all that a couple of years ago as I watched the country fall apart and all of our systems and institutions that I've loved and respected just crumble into nothing.
So if you're a full-time RVer and you remember back in 2020, RVers were getting displaced all over the place.
Remember, this was the summer before the election in 2020.
Yeah, and things just got totally wild.
We didn't think they could get any more wilder, but they do.
What we're seeing in the horizon right now isn't pretty, and we feel compelled to have to share it because ignorance is bliss.
And we think every RVer, full-time RVer right now should consider doing long-term lease stays.
Hunker down in a safe place.
Hunker down in a safe place. Let this craziness pass by. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something. But it's always to prepare and be ready for what's coming rather than to be surprised by it.
So before we get into what steps we think you should take for you and your family to stay safe, I think we need to justify why we would make such a bold claim, such as to say that it's not safe to be traveling right now as a full-time RVer. So here's what we're looking at. Inflation, it's not going anywhere, it's just going up.
They're printing $1 trillion every 100 days right now, guys. And if you know anything about economics, that means that inflation is going to get worse, not better.
And then politically, no matter which side of the aisle you stand on, it doesn't matter who wins in the 2024 election. Either way, there's gonna be unrest.
Our country is so divided right now, religious and color and so many different things, that we know that whoever's picked, it's going to be upside down. Half the country is going to be very upset and half the country isn't going to be upset.
No matter what.
So why not, if you're a full-time RVer, we can't imagine. We were just out RVing for a month. We loved it. We had a blast. But we
awesome.
also went through some of the cities in this country that are falling apart. I just read an article this morning that Chicago is about to claim bankruptcy. The city of Chicago is about to go bankrupt, right? And so one of the things that was always in the back of our head is just watching the stuff that's going on in the world and being afraid of something major happening while we were out in the road. So we're super blessed and happy to be back home at Thunder Canyon, which we've been preparing this place for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And we're safe, we're fine, we've done everything we can to be ready for what's coming, but we also feel a responsibility to share our experience and these thoughts that we're having with other full-time RVing families out there that should be kind of hunkering down right now and preparing to just kind of sit still for a little while until this insanity passes, if it ever does pass.
No one has a crystal ball, and no one knows which city is going to be the next city of turmoil, or where people will protest, or what exactly people will protest next. But the biggest advice I would give to full-time RVers is to avoid the big cities at all costs, especially during the month of November, especially November 5th.
November 5th, 155 days from today, we will be having an election, and neither side is going to be happy with no matter what happens. I don't believe there's anything that's going to save us right now except for God. That's it. And so being prepared and ready in a place that's safe while we go through all that turmoil would be better than anything else.
So where do you want to spend the election? Do you want to be in Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Philly? Do you want to be in LA?
Los Angeles,
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Where do you want to be?
Chicago, Boston. Where you want to be when and quite frankly, we don't want to be anywhere near a populated area.
I mean, especially if you know it's going to be a tumultuous time, just plan ahead, right? But and I'm just going to say this. I know I'm going to take bullets for this, but I can take it. Solo female RVers, be very careful, especially in the month of November. It's just not safe to travel. Don't be in a big city end of October, November. Like, and I'm sorry, I know I'm gonna get so much hate. Oh, solo female RVers are safe. Don't spread fear. But as a female myself, I can say it.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're seeing as campground owners right now is our long-term leases have exploded. We've just added about 10 more long-term leases here to Thunder Canyon.
It's industry-wide, though.
So some people may not say it out loud, but people are thinking this. At least least more than half the people are thinking this. And industry-wide, again, because we're campground owners now, we watch what's going on in the industry.
The trends.
Trends. RV campgrounds from all over the country are writing more longer-term leases right now, meaning 6 months and 1 year, than they've ever written before.
And what does that mean to you?
What does that say to you? What does that mean to you? And if you're a full-time RVer and your family's out on the road and you're homeschooling your kid, what better way to sit in one spot, be prepared? We would suggest that everybody has at least 3 to 6 months worth of everything. Food, medications, water. And when that surprise happens, when that big moment happens, where are you? Are you in a safe place? Is your family in a safe place? And that's all we're suggesting you take a look at.
And for those of you that are like, under no circumstances will I sign a 6-month lease or a 1-year lease because I did not get in an RV to be in one place for a long time. Fine, do a 1-month lease. But here's the thing I'm telling you. I mean, please listen to this. If RV sites are booking up now and those longer term leases are getting harder and harder to come by, if you wait till October 31st to say, gee, I want to be in a safe place come November 5th, it's too late.
It's too late. And prices, guys, are going up across the industry right now. We're getting ready for a price hike here at Thunder Canyon and other campgrounds all over the country. Everything's going up. Insurance rates have gone through the roof, almost doubling on us in 1 year. Other campgrounds are feeling this as well. And so it's, listen to us, don't listen to us. We have to feel in our conscience that if we feel something, we've got to say it. We've always said what we think, and we've taken a lot of heat for it. We know we'll probably get ripped up in the comments section. But the bottom line is that right now we've got to share with you what our hearts are telling us to share with other RVers all over the country, thousands of you. Just hunker down for a little while.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about hunkering down and do a longer term lease, you can get your nightly rate to under $20 a night.
You can get it really low.
Most campgrounds across the country are 55, 60, $70 a night. When you do 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year leases,
you get lower rates.
You get super low rates that'll be under $20 a night. And so you're going to save yourself some money. You can take that extra money that you're saving on the gasoline from driving around and put it more into food and storage and things that you're going to need to weather what we believe is a storm that's coming.
And that goes on to the other steps. So the first step, obviously, hunker down. Next step is community. Who are your neighbors? So if you are going to hunker down, do you know your neighbors? I mean, Americans are so transitory. We move so much that most of us, even if you're not in an RV full time, you don't know the person next door. We've just lost that sense of community.
Because history always repeats itself. In 2020, the wheels come off the United States, and it's so funny how people have such a short memory.
It's like we forget.
They were dumping people out of state campgrounds, BLM land, federal grounds. They were closing private RV parks. They were getting kicked out. So not only should you be considering a longer term lease to sit in one place, you should also be considering
food, medications, a water solution. Maybe you're not going to carry a lot of water with you if you're in an RV, but do you have a way to clean the water? You should be considering how to protect yourself, firearms. You should be considering having cash or, just money on board.
Yeah, real money. Junk silver. Have junk silver. So, you got a list. You got your food. You got your sustenance. You got your water. You got your filters. Guys, I would highly suggest dig into the Bible. Pray for discernment. God's going to help take care of you and bring you where he wants you to go. And God, can you imagine if all of us across this country would humble ourselves
and really pray
for his direction and leadership? Can you imagine what would happen in this country? I think it would be cured that fast.
And I think the other piece is that fear sucks and fear doesn't help anyone. And these topics are not fun to talk about. I'd rather talk about something that, feels, yay, rainbows, butterflies, but it's just not real. So less fear and more prayer.
The coolest thing about what we've been going through right now is I have no fear. There's no fear. I used to be a freak. If you guys have followed our channel, I was flipping out. I used to freak out. I don't freak out anymore. There's a certain amount of sadness that I feel.
Mourning,
loss.
Yeah,
but I have this peace over me that God's going to take care of all this, and why worry about it, right? So I don't. But I do feel a responsibility to be the watchman on the wall, and when I feel that my fellow Americans or my fellow Christian brothers and sisters need to be warned, we're going to tell you what we think. We're not going to hold back because we're afraid of somebody attacking us or censorship.
Well, walking through fear looks like taking the next right action. So the next right action is to prepare and make some thoughts. I mean, look at your route. as you're traveling? Are you going through big cities? How long are you going to be in big cities? Look at your route and have some forethought. Where would you want to be if things were really scary like they were back in 2020? Who would you want to be next to? Where would you want to be?
Yeah.
And my answer to that question looks like Thunder Canyon, but maybe your answer to that question is a totally different place, or, you know, a Thunder Canyon west of the Mississippi. What matters is that you look at the hard truth, make the best decisions for you and your family that you can live with, because the decision for us to make this video is one that we can live with.
Absolutely, and we believe in our hearts that God led us here to Thunder Canyon Camp Gratitude about 3 years ago this month.
For this reason,
He wanted us to prepare this ground, and in the last year we built a chapel here, right?
Yeah.
God, family, country. And we believe now, the message we're getting now is it's time to build that community, to build that church, to build those people that we can stand shoulder to shoulder with and go through whatever is going to be thrown at us and be ready for whatever comes.
I just felt that we needed to talk about community, and we needed to justify why we're feeling the way we are. And I felt like we can't be the only one that sees that the emperor has no clothes on. We can't be the only one that has these thoughts and is experiencing these emotions. And this video is just calling it out there because someone has to. So with that said, we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video, guys.